Buckle up, Charmander, I'm not so sure those leaks are necessarily true. Well, I've looked at some of the numbers and I think it kind of suggests a different story, so let me tell you why I don't think this roster count leak is true at all. Welcome everyone, this is On Just Restart. So, in this video we're going to be talking about these recent roster and stage count leaks for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Now first I'm going to talk about the actual stage sort of reveal here. Now basically, CoroCoro, a Japanese magazine, which has been known to report on many things and has had many hot takes and breaking news on a whole bunch of Nintendo stuff in the past, they're apparently saying that there's going to be 108 stages in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Now, is this true? There's a possibility it could be a typo. There's also a possibility that Sakurai and the Smash team didn't give them necessarily the whole piece of information. There could be more stages, definitely possible. But I would say there's a high likelihood that we're getting at least 108 stages. I think this is close enough to actual confirmation. So, you know, while it may not be true, I think there's a good chance. So, for the sake of this video, let's just assume that there's going to be 108 stages in the base game for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Which sort of brings me to now the roster count. There's another sort of rumor leak going around where basically there's this image of this deluxe edition for Smash Brothers where you can get like the game in a collector's sort of case and the new controller and the game itself, and it shows the actual characters on one side of the box. Now it doesn't show the full roster, it just shows basically half of it, and it's before Isabelle was put into the game, it seems. But basically, according to GameXplain, it's going in sets of 9 on each side, and if you account for Isabelle, there are only spaces for one character on each side of the box, implying that there's only 2 more characters left to be revealed for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Now what we do know is that Sakurai plans to reveal the entire base roster for Smash Ultimate before the game comes out. So it does seem like, you know, hey, we're eventually going to know it, so maybe this actual box art could showcase every single character. That makes sense. However, there's a few things here that don't make sense to me. One, I find it highly unlikely that Sakurai and the Smash team and Nintendo would so easily allow the final roster count for Smash Ultimate to be revealed in such a way. And from that perspective alone, I think this is not too likely. But the other thing is that in the past we've seen box arts for games and such be sort of adjusted and such because they don't want to reveal too much information about the game before they come out. And I think this is one of those scenarios where even if this is full-on true, like what this is all intended, that roster can change up by the time the actual box comes out, because they can just change it out. It's just graphics that they can edit in a video, actual, like, you know, like Photoshop. So not really something that is too hard to do. It could easily be swapped out, and maybe they just showed that because they didn't want to reveal any more characters. That makes sense. The other thing is that if you think about it, if they only revealed 2 more characters, that just wouldn't really be very fitting for one more big Smash Direct. And I feel like we're going to get at least one more big Smash Direct, and I'm pretty sure all of you will agree with me as well. We're going to get at least one more big Smash Direct. And if that's the case, would they really only showcase 2 more characters? Don't you think that's a little bit too anticlimactic? I feel like it just wouldn't work in my opinion. That would just be bad. And on top of that, the speculation is, according to all the rumors and leakers, that those final 2 characters would be Incineroar and an Echo character in Ken, a clone basically from Street Fighter for Ryu, a third-party character. Those would be the final 2 characters, a widely expected Pokemon entry and an Echo fighter? Really? No, I don't really think that makes too much sense, guys, especially when you consider that we got a kind of a slew of characters in the previous Direct with King K. Rool. I feel like we're going to get at least one more Smash Direct where they're going to showcase at least a few more characters. But here's the thing. Now we're going to start going into some of the numbers. Let's assume there's 108 stages. I feel like most of those stages will probably be coming with an actual newcomer. Why else would they not have shown them off yet? These are going to be new stages, and it's not going to be Battlefield, it's not going to be Final Destination, and it's not a remake of any previous stage. I feel like they already showed off all the stages they're bringing back. So these 5 stages supposedly could be stages based off an actual newcomer in the game, or maybe at least 3 or 4 of them. And another thing to consider is the actual history of like roster changes from every Smash Bros. Game. And before I go over the numbers, I just want to point out that Sakurai did say at E3 that because they're focusing on bringing back so many characters and bringing back everyone, that we shouldn't expect too many new challengers. And I think, you know, that's fair, of course. Yeah, definitely bringing back every character in the balancing, it's definitely going to make it hard to bring in as many new characters as previous entries. That makes sense. But at the same time, just because he said that, it doesn't inherently mean there will be less characters brought into this game compared to previous entries. He's just trying to temper our expectations. There could technically still be more, there could technically still be less, but I feel like it's pretty healthy and safe to say that by him saying that, he wants us to expect there to be maybe a little bit less than previous entries. I think that's the natural conclusion. But when you go ahead and you look at the previous Smash Bros. Games, I went ahead and counted it all off, right? When we went from N64 Smash to Smash on GameCube Melee, we had a total of 14 new characters. 9 of them were full-on whole new characters, and 5 others were clone characters, echo characters, right? Basically what echo characters are today. Then from Melee to Brawl, we got a total of 18 new characters if you count Pokemon Trainer as 3 whole new characters, and 15 of those characters were entirely new characters, new movesets, and only 3 of them were clones. Then for Wii U and 3DS, we got a total of 17 new characters. I'm not going to bring in DLC into this conversation because it's not really relevant for the base roster, I think. But among those 17 that were brought for Wii U and 3DS, 15 of them were entirely new characters, entirely new movesets, and only 2 of them were echoes or clones. So then that brings me to Smash Ultimate. Currently, we have 5 confirmed whole new characters and 4 echoes for a total of 9. And just for the record, Isabelle is not technically an echo, but she's very clone-like, kind of like along the lines of a Roy or a Dr. Morrow. Maybe not as clone-y as them, but it's definitely clear that she's based off a Villager. But nevertheless, let's just count her as a full-on newcomer, because that's what she officially is, for the sake of this video. I find it highly unlikely that there would be only 11 total characters being added to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, especially when those final 2 characters are just a widely expected Pokemon character and an echo. An echo for a third-party character, I might add you. So I definitely think there's going to be a few more characters than just that added to the game, but how much more? So here's another thing to take into consideration. Because of the new Echo terminology, that's given Sakurai and the Smash team full license to just kind of go ham on all these different kinds of clone characters. So because of that, I feel like they're going to be using the Echo characters to really bolster the lineup for this Smash game and make it seem like this roster increase could be comparable to previous games. It's kind of easier to make clone characters, Echo characters. Well, they definitely take work. I'm not saying Echo characters don't take work, because they have to change up all the animations, the properties, do playtesting, and all these different things. They definitely take a lot of work, but they're definitely also less work than a full-on new character. So then, because of that, I feel like, adding in a comparable number isn't really that hard to do. Now, another thing to take into consideration is that the Smash team is pretty big now than it was back in the day with Brawl and Melee, right? And while the team for Smash Wii U and 3DS was pretty big, they were making a game for both Smash Wii U and 3DS. There was definitely, a lot more to work on there. They had to make 2 different games and play just for 2 different games. It's a lot of work. But now they're just focusing on the Nintendo Switch. So because of the Echo characters and because they're not focusing on 2 different games, I think there's not as much work that they actually need to do. But of course they are focusing on bringing back all the characters as well, so that definitely takes quite a bit of work. So then how many new characters can we expect? Well, I feel like, it's not too crazy to say that we could get maybe twice the current number we know already. So right now we have a total of 9 characters. Maybe we could end up getting maybe 9 more. Maybe we can get somewhere between 18 to 20 total new characters. And that would technically be a little bit more than Smash Bros. Wii U and 3DS. So yeah, that could be a lot, but maybe we can lower that number a little bit as well. But keep in mind, a lot of those characters are going to be Echo characters. So then what kind of characters could we expect? Now, I'm not making my predictions here. These are just some suggestions, right? I think there's definitely a lot of reason to expect a Xenoblade character, maybe Elma, maybe Rex and Pyra. If Rex and Pyra don't make it into the base game, I think they're definitely coming in as DLC. That's probably the most likely scenario at this point. Banjo-Kazooie is also a very popular character, of course. I think they can make it into the game. I think if they don't make it into the base roster, well, either A, they're going to be showing off towards right at the end, because I feel like they'd be like a really big deal of a character to show off, or they could be DLC. They're the kind of character that could sell really well because of how well known they are. Geno, of course, I think has a great chance to make it into Smash Brothers. Sakurai wanted to bring Geno in for Brawl, and he was a Mii costume back in Smash Wii U and 3DS, so he has a shot. Then there's Isaac from Golden Sun. Sakurai may have been teasing Isaac after the recent Smash Bros. Direct, and on top of that, he's pretty popular in the polls as well. Skull Kid has been a character that's spoken of quite highly as well. Dixie Kong's also a largely requested character, and so is Incineroar apparently, at least according to the Japanese audience, and he is Masuda's favorite Gen 7 Pokemon. So, you know, those are definitely possibilities. And in terms of new stages, I feel like it's possible that that 5 of the newcomers we could get could be actually related to the 5 other stages that haven't been revealed yet. So let's just say hypothetically we get a new Xenoblade 2 stage for Rex and Pyra, a new Banjo and Kazooie stage, a Super Mario RPG stage for Geno, a Golden Sun stage for Isaac, and maybe a Clacktown stage for Majora's Mask for Skull Kid. That's a possibility. And then other potential echoes we could get could be maybe Impa as an echo for Sheik, Ken as, you know, the echo for Ryu, Shadow as an echo of Sonic, and for Sonic they could probably change things around a little bit maybe, because we've already seen how Chrom has a different moveset. It's not just Royals, takes from Ike as well, so maybe they could pull in a gun attack from Fox or Bayonetta, add a different kind of animation, change the property so it looks kind of like a pretty cool gun attack that Shadow would use, and then Shadow wouldn't be just a straight up clone of Sonic, but still probably be an Echo Fighter. Another great Echo that I think would be a great fit would be Malos, actually, from Xenoblade Chronicles 2, since he has basically the dark counterpart for the Monado from Xenoblade. He could be an echo of Shulk, and that could be really, really interesting. But these are just some suggestions for characters. I definitely think that we should be expecting more than just 2 characters. How many exactly? I think it's somewhere between maybe, you know, I guess 12 and 20. I think that's kind of fair to say, and a lot of those are going to be echoes. I'm kind of aiming more towards the higher end here. I think 12 is like, well, that would only be 3 more additional characters. I think we're going to get more than that, but definitely not just an echo and a Pokemon. So let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think we're going to be getting even more characters than just the 2 that are rumored right now? Do you think that we're going to be getting a whole bunch of new characters, like maybe 20 or even above, or somewhere in the middle? Let me know what you guys think. I'm really curious. So let me know, guys, and I'll see you all really soon. Bye.